Hey everyone, in today's practice we're going to move in a way that's quite mellow and fluid. We're going to focus on the spine and moving it in lots of different directions. So forward bending, back bending, side bending, rotation. And I personally love these practices because I notice that when I move my spine in lots of different directions, it just helps to free up space, both physically and energetically as well. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and we'll get started in a seated position. So sit yourself down on your heels for Vajrasana, Thunderbolt position. Lift up nice and tall through the center of the chest, breathing in. As you exhale, feel a slight tug of the shoulder blades down the back body. Feel the lower ribs tucked towards the hips. A soft closing of the chin towards the chest. And maybe you close down the eyes here. Notice the breath coming in through the nose and out through the nose. Feeling the breath come into the belly, pushing out into the sides of the ribs as well as the front and back of the ribs. Lifting up into the top of the chest. And then as you exhale, feeling the belly soften, feeling the ribs close, feeling the chest draw down. Taking a couple more breaths like this, maybe adding on your Ujjayi pranayama, constricting the back of the throat, helping to slow our breath down. Softening any tension in the face, relaxing the eyebrows and the eyelids, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the lips. And feeling your full attention draw inwards. Remember, our practice of yoga, even though we move the body and we breathe, it's a way for us to tune inwards, to notice any fluctuations within the mind, noticing thoughts and energies and feelings. And you might notice that after we've moved today within our practice, you can feel a little more steady within your energy, a little more focused, a little more present. That's really our practice of yoga. Let's take one more slow breath in. Slow breath out. You might keep your eyes closed as you open your chin up to the sky, open through the front of the throat. Breathing in, and as you exhale, tuck the chin in towards the chest. You might round the back body. Maybe your hands slide down towards your knees, pulling on your hands, rounding the shoulder blades. And then breathing in, drawing the chest through, arching the back, lifting up the chin. Exhaling to round. Feel the shoulder blades widen. Take a couple more breaths like this. And at any point, if sitting down on the heels becomes a little bit too intense, then you could come into a cross-legged position as well. And I encourage you in your practice today to really be guided by your own body. If there's anything that you want to add on, any rotation or any circular motions in this movement, then feel free to. So it almost becomes like a dance. Come back through a more centered position. Extend your right hand out to the side of the mat. Let's breathe in as we reach the left hand high. Exhale, side bend. Feel your left hip pull down towards your left foot. Take another breath in. As you exhale, reach your left hand towards the right hand, maybe a little further forward. Inhale, open the chest, reach that left shoulder back. Exhale, reach across, drop the left shoulder down. Let's go 2 more. So finding some side bending, some lateral flexion, as well as a little bit of rotation. Let's try the other side. So breathing in, right hand high, left hand down. Exhale, side bend. So you're feeling your right ribs pull off your right hip. Take another breath in. As you exhale, reach towards your left hand, maybe a little further forward. Inhale, spiral that right shoulder back. Exhale, reach it down. Go 2 more. Nice. Come back through center. Come up to standing on your shins. Bringing hands to opposite shoulder. I'm going to take some kind of circles around in different directions. So you might start by opening up the chest, extending the spine slightly, squeeze your glutes, and then bring your elbows towards the left, round your back, coming through center, and then maybe turning the elbows towards the right, and then back up. Maybe you go the other direction. Breathing out as you round. Breathing in as you come up. Let's go maybe 1 or 2 more in each direction. We just want to really make sure that we're engaging through the lower body, squeezing the glutes here, so we're not kind of dumping any excessive weight into our lower back. We're active here. Maybe even there's a little tuck of the ribs in, a little tuck of the tailbone. Release the hands by your sides. We're going to try some spinal waves, which we'll see a little later on in our practice. We're going to start by rounding the back, coming down close to the ground. Once you get to the ground, you want to think about arching your back, almost like cow pose, lifting through the back of the head. Once you get to the top, you're going to push your hips forward, squeeze your glutes, and then repeat that action. So rounding on the way down, breathing out. Breathing in to come up. Trying a couple more of these in your own time. And if it feels a little awkward, don't worry, we've got another chance or 2 later on in our practice to have a go at it. And then just reach your hands down in front of you, come into child's pose. Hips towards the heels, reach your arms forward. Forehead towards the ground. See if you can walk your fingertips forward a centimetre more. Use your next breath in, round through the back. Imagine your cat pose as you shift your weight forward on top of your wrists. As you exhale, imagine your cow pose as you lift your hips up and back. Send your hips to your heels. Try a couple more in your own breath. This is like one of my favorite movements at the moment. I've been putting it a lot in different classes. If you did feel like a little more, you could always slide your hips down to the ground to find cobra. Doesn't have to be a big extension through the back. You can have your elbows more bent, but it's there for you if you want it. One more option is to do this from a downward facing dog. Makes it a slightly bigger movement. So what you'll do is that you'll kind of ripple forward, lifting your heels up, rounding your back, and maybe you just come to your plank, or maybe you lower your hips down. You can keep the toes tucked if you want. And then bending your knees, lifting your hips up, and then sending it back. And if you're taking these bigger movements, you might add on an extra breath. So 1 breath to come forward, 1 breath to come back. Let's go maybe 2 more in your own breaths. And then heading back to downward facing dog. Find a moment of pause. We've done a lot of kind of fluid motion. Now let's just hang out for a moment. Maybe wiggling the heels around, walking them down, lifting the other heel up. Maybe shifting the shoulders around. And then if you've been moving, let's pause for a moment, pushing hands into the ground, lifting your hips up and back, softening heels in the direction of the ground. Use your next breath in, roll yourself forward. Your right thigh is going to cross over your left thigh, think eagle legs. Twist your chest and your hips towards the left. Your left heel's going to come down, toes towards the back corner, and then sink your hips towards your left heel. Now your hips can actually come down if you want a bit more support, or you can have the hips lifted if you want a bit more activeness. Think about driving your left elbow into your right thigh, so you're kind of twisting the chest open to the right. 1 more breath. Look forward, come back, left hand comes down, wild thing. 2 options, you can do this with your left knee down, maybe just take that right foot a little further back. If you did feel like a little more, you can extend the left foot to the back of the mat, right foot to the side, squeezing your glutes, lifting your hips up, finding the spinal extension, right hand reaching forward. 1 more breath. Bring your eye gaze down, right hand comes back down, right knee to the center of the mat. Side plank with the right knee down, left hand reaches forward, opening the chest to the side, breathing in, breathing out. Gate pose, legs stay where they are, reach your left hand to the back of the mat, breathe in, left hand comes down to the shin. As you exhale, right hand comes up and over. So you're getting lots of length through the right side body. Come back to side plank again, right hand comes down, breathe in, left hand high. Breathe out to hold. Lift yourself up, breathe in, turn your left toes to the back of the mat. As you exhale, modified extended side ankle. Left elbow to left thigh, right arm reaches up and over. You're pressing your left knee over the middle of the left foot. Rolling the right shoulder back. From here, we come into our full modified, or our full extended side angle. Right foot to the front. Bring your right heel down so that the right knee comes off the ground. Use your next breath in, reverse warrior, right hand to the right thigh. As you exhale, left hand reaches up and over. Let's flow these 2 movements a little more. Breathe in, left elbow to left thigh, or if you want more, left fingertips towards the ground. Right hand over on your exhale. Breathe in, lifting high. Breathing out, reverse. If you want, you can just do 1 breath in for your extended side angle. 1 breath out for your reverse. Let's go 2 more of each. And if you did feel like a little more, you can hover the arms off the leg. So it becomes a little bit more of a core challenge for your obliques. Goddess pose, turn your toes out. So it's like a wide squat, but bring your hands to the opposite shoulder, just like we did before. Bend your knees, sink your hips back slightly. And we're gonna take some circles here, just like we did. So circle your elbows in one direction. Breathing in, rolling up. Breathing out, other direction. Stay low in the legs as you do this. Let's go one more each way. Keep pressing your knees back. Release the arms, lengthen your legs, turn the toes to the side of the mat. We've got those spinal rolls again. So dive your chest down, round your back, bend your knees, and then lift through the back of the head, arch your spine, and then push your hips forward. Take a couple more like these. I feel like this movement makes me feel old. I don't know, I feel like this is a movement reserved for the night. But it's really good for our kind of spinal mobility, also getting into our hamstrings, the back of the legs. You want to breathe in as you lift up, breathing out as you round and come down. Let's go about one more. Coming into your wide-legged forward fold, relaxing the head. Turn your right toes towards the front of the mat. Frame out your right foot, breathe in. As you exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Roll yourself forward, but bring your knees down to the ground, tabletop position, setting up for puppy pose. So keep your hips stacked on top of your knees, reach your hands forward and drop your chest in the direction of the ground. Now, if you did feel like a little more, see if you can come up onto fingertips, lift the elbows off the ground. Maybe you stay more still, or you can find a really subtle pulse up and down with the chest. Might feel better if the forehead isn't on the ground. One more breath. If your palm is up, bring the palms back down, breathe in, ripple forward. This time we're all going to come down onto our belly, setting up for cobra. Walk your hands a little wider than your mat, and if you did feel like a little more range, lift your hands off the ground, your palms off the ground. Squeeze your glutes, breathe in as you roll up. As you breathe out, come down. Option to add on a twist here. As you breathe in, lift the chest and then turn the chest towards the right. As you exhale, lower down. Breathe in, turn the chest to the left. Exhale, lower down. One more of each. Hands by the ribs. Let's push up into child's pose. Breathing in, breathing out, sending hips towards the heels. Take another breath or two here. And then rolling back into our downward facing dog when you're ready. So we're going to try that sequence one more time. Use your next breath in, roll yourself forward, plank, across your left thigh on top of your right. Wind your legs around. And then turn the chest and hips to the right. Land the right heel down. Sink your hips towards the right heel. Now remember, you can have the hips down on the ground for more support, or you can have your hips lifted. Think about pushing the right elbow onto the inside of the left thigh, getting more twist through the spine. One more breath. Look to the front, right hand comes down, wild thing. Remember, you can have your right knee down if you would prefer, or your right knee off. Lift your hips up high, squeeze your glutes. We really want to turn this into a back bend, so really try to lift your hips up to find spinal extension. Look back down to the ground, left hand comes down, left knee to the center of the mat. Turn your left toes to the left, right heel comes down. Reach your right hand forward. Gate pose, breathe in as you lift yourself up, reach your right hand to the back. As you exhale, right hand comes down the right shin, left hand up and over. Little tuck of the ribs here, tuck your tailbone. Breathe in, back into our side plank. Breathe out, reach the right hand forward, lift the right ribs up to the sky. Breathe in, lift back up. This time turn your right toes to the back. As you exhale, bend your right knee, right elbow to thigh, left hand up and over. Modified side angle pose. Sink your hips towards your right heel a little. Push that right forearm into the thigh to roll the right shoulder underneath. From here, we turn this into our full side angle pose. You can always bring your left hand down here as you transition. Left heel comes down. Find lots of length through the left arm. Stay low on the legs as you breathe in, reverse. Exhale, left hand down the left leg, right arm up and over. Breathe in, come back through center. As you exhale, back into side angle. If you felt like more, maybe right hand down. Breathing in, lifting high. Breathing out, side bending. We'll try 2 more of each. If you felt like a little more, maybe hands off. And maybe you flow just 1 breath per each movement. Come back through center, wide squat, goddess pose. Bend your knees so that you land on top of the ankles. Hips back slightly. Hands come to opposite shoulder. Just one direction each way, breathing in, starting to rotate. Exhaling to come down. Keep your legs really still. Breathing in, coming back up. As you exhale, other way. Eventually coming up on your breath in, releasing the arms, exhaling, lengthening the legs, turning the toes forward. Okay, round number 2 here. Bend your knees, round your back, spinal rolls. I'm sure you haven't forgotten these ones. Breathing in, coming back, arching your back, pushing your hips forward, exhaling to round, tuck your chin in. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Maybe hands come behind the back of the legs to help you get a little lower at the bottom. Let's go about 2 more. Hanging out in our wide-legged forward fold for 1 more breath. Look at your left foot, turn your left toes forward, walk your hands around to frame the foot, breathe in. As you breathe out, downward facing dog. Roll forward, tabletop position, knees come down. Setting up for puppy pose again, but I'm not going to stay here for as long. Walk your hands forward, breathe in. As you exhale, chest towards the ground, lift your tailbone high. This time we're going to add on thread the needle. Left hand threads towards the right first. Dropping the left shoulder towards the ground. You can keep the right hand forward, or you can reach the right hand towards the left hip behind your back. One more breath. Reach your right hand forwards, breathing in. Breathing out, left hand reaches up as well. Thread the the right hand through to the left. Breathing in, and then as you exhale, option to take the left hand behind the back towards the right hip. Think about pushing the right arm into the ground, turning and rotating the chest towards the left more. One more breath. Inhaling left hand forward. Exhaling right hand forward. Breathe in as you ripple forward round your back, lowering your hips down to the ground. And then the chest down to the ground. Just one time with our cobra or upward facing dog. This time we're going to hold at the top. So slide your hands by the ribs. Lift yourself up. Roll your shoulders back and down. If you're wanting upward facing dog, point your toes. Push them into the ground to help lift the knees off. Squeezing glutes. 2 more breaths here. Squeezing shoulder blades down the back. Create length between the shoulders and the ears. And then bring your knees down to the ground. Hips back. Or actually just walk your knees forward. Sit yourself down on the ground. Reach your feet forward. And then roll down onto your back. From here, we're going to hug the knees towards the chest. You might cross over the feet just to keep the knees a little closer to each other. Maybe hands around the shins or the knees. If you did feel like a little more, you could curl the chin up towards the knees. Maybe the hands reach towards the opposite wrists. Or maybe the opposite elbows. See if you can squeeze the forearms down. One more breath. And then bring the head back down. Maybe bringing the feet down, finding constructive rest, feet wide, knees knocking together. If there are any final movements you would like to take before Shavasana, then feel free to find that now. Otherwise, if you're feeling ready to rest, you can stay where you are, or you could extend your feet out long. A little tuck of the tailbone here. Tuck of the chin. Relaxing your eyebrows and eyelids. Slow breaths in and out through the nose. We've done a lot of movement around the spine today, and our spine is not only a major player within our nervous system response as part of our central nervous system, sending signals from our body to our brain and our brain back to our body, but it's also a central pathway for our energetic systems, especially our chakras. And our 7 main energy centers or chakras align along the spine. And so when we move our spine and create space within it, we can stimulate some of this energy as well. We'll just be here for another minute or two in quiet. I'll let you know when it's time to transition out. And just starting to breathe a little deeper. Finding that belly, rib, chest breath again, that 3-part yogic breath. Maybe there's a sigh out through the mouth. A clearing breath, releasing any energy that needs to be released. In your own time, we'll make our way up into a seat. Maybe drawing knees to the chest, rolling yourself through center. Crossing your legs over, lifting up nice and tall. Feeling all this space that we've created, this length that will ripple out into our rest of our day. When you're ready, let's open up our eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I really hope that you've enjoyed this practice. Let me know how you found it down in the comments below. I love hearing from you. And again, if you want to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you wanted any longer, more exclusive classes, you can head to our Patreon account, which I'll link down below. I'll see you again sometime soon. Thank you.